Hello everyone, it is Jayden and welcome to The Alpha, the show where we talk about the hottest topics in pop culture and sports. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button on the video, and if you enjoy my commentary and myself truly as always, be sure to tap that subscribe button and to hit that notification bell to get notified when all my videos go live. I love you guys so much. Peace, love, and positivity always, y'all. See ya.
Last week, Nico Iamaleava, he is the quarterback for the Tennessee Volunteers. He led them to the college football playoff this past year. And he missed practice on a random Friday out of nowhere. And you could only imagine what it was about. The main thing that's running college football right now, NIL. So he just doesn't show up to practice over NIL disputes on a random Friday. And then the head coach on the same day, if I'm not mistaken, cuts him. He entered the transfer portal as of yesterday, actually, and it is rumored now that he is going to head over to UCLA, which a lot of college football reporters did say that he was going to go. He was making $2.4 million. And it was reportedly that he was asking for $4 million. Players such as Carson Beck was already making $4 million. But Nico Iamaleava is going to be the scapegoat for this problem. But it is an overlapping problem with this whole NIL and the transfer portal and everything else. It's bad. There is no regulations. It needs structure. Nick Saban has worried us about this. Coaches have dropped. All the older coaches has retired. We had Nick Saban to retire. You had the basketball coach from the Miami Hurricanes. He had just went to the Sweet 16 or Elite 8 the year before that. And all of a sudden, the next year, NIL is more prominent, and he's gone. He had a great ball club. Coach K, they warned us about it. They knew it was going to be a problem. And Nico Iamaleava is going to be the scapegoat for this. But my problem with Nico Iamaleava is this. You sign the contract. Abide by the contract. Kid, you're making... This isn't going to be generational money for you. The goal is to make it to the NFL. And I've always said, I do think that college athletes should get paid. I don't think that the college athlete who is coming from certain housing conditions, he's going to these D1 universities. Yes, he's getting his scholarship. It pays for everything, food, room, boarding, and all that. But guess what? Who's going to help pay for the food that the child is dealing with? And if he wants to stay off campus, things of that nature, how are they going to pay for that? So I do believe that college athletes should get paid into the fact that they help them pay for external payments or bills or any type of things that they have to pay for that the school is not able to cover. I'm totally with it. But I don't like the fact that kids nowadays are starting to get greedy. Why were you wanting for... Look, I'm going to read your stats out to him. He had 2,600 yards. He had a 63% completion percentage, and he had a 19-5 TD interception ratio. You only threw for 2,600 yards in college. Nico, you completed 63% of your passes in college. So it's not like you had this all-around just fantastic season. So guess what? Now you're going to UCLA. You're going to a worse program. And you're not going to make it to the college football playoff. Not with UCLA. And the father, he was trying to claim that this was more to do with, Tennessee not running the offense to Nico's strengths, blah, 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 blah. But it's just NIL's a problem. And another problem that plagues this, and another thing that's why the NCAA needs to fix this, is the transfer portal. Why is the transfer portal opening during the college football playoff? It irked my nerves for the life of me when a quarterback from Penn State had to enter the transfer portal when his team was in the middle of the college football playoff because he had to enter because he was a quarterback and spots were getting filled, so he couldn't stay on his roster in the chance and hopes of achieving and the ultimate goal of getting a college football championship. He had to sacrifice that and enter the transfer portal and not be able to sit and be with his teammates and enjoy that. That needs to be fixed. There's no reason why a head coach, for instance, you are the head coach of Ohio State and Ryan Day. You won this is before you won the national championship. So knowing that you were going to possibly win the national championship because you spent $42 million in NIL money, you were favored as one of the ones to win the playoff, you had the best team in your eyes, your star player, or somebody who, I wouldn't say a star player because the star players will more than likely stay, but a key player, maybe a backup linebacker, a defensive tackle, a cornerback. If somebody gets hurt, that he's a very good player that you can plug and play. He had to hit the portal because he may not get if he stays with you, he ain't going to be able to get on another good team, another contending team where he could actually start, looking out for himself and the hopes and chances of him going to the league one day. That's a problem. A huge problem. And then you got the portal that's open in the spring. And it's after spring workouts, the spring game. And then Kirby Smart was saying this last year. He just wants to know who's going to be on the guys that's in the spring game are going to be in his roster next year. Imagine you are a coach. You're having your spring game. And you think you got your quarterbacks and things, everybody in place, and all of a sudden, oh yeah, you're starting quarterbacks hitting the portal out of nowhere. Over NIL, he's getting more NIL money somewhere else. That affects the program. That affects the coach. These players are getting too much power at this age. Way too much. Are the coaches in the 80s even doing anything anymore? They're just playing, okay, I'm going to give you this money. Come play with me. No rules, no regulations, no nothing. There's no buyouts, no type of regular stuff like. So somebody said this on Fox Sports, and it was very interesting. What if the Dallas Cowboys are getting ready to compete for a Super Bowl, even though it's not going to happen? We all know why. And CeeDee Lamb, your best wide receiver, comes up out of nowhere. You're getting ready to get into the playoffs, and all of a sudden, I'm leaving. I'm getting traded. I'm going to another team. Not even traded. He just gets to leave. He don't get to just leave whenever he wants to. No breach of contract. No nothing. No, I just leave. I'm gonna go to another team next season. I don't want to be with y'all no more. That's essentially what they're doing in college right now. It's a problem. So the things that the NCAA, and if you're listening, NCAA, wake up, because you need to fix this crap. So number one, what we need to do is move the transfer portal window. Have it right after the college football playoff is over. The college football playoff has been over since January. So guess what? There's got a good month and a half, 2-month period to get the transfer portal, hit the portal, be with your team before spring ball. And guess what? You're able to be with that team during spring ball. And you don't have to worry about, the coaches can worry about them guys being on their roster coming up in the season. There's no, screw that winter portal, screw that spring portal. Put that bad boy right after the college football playoff is over, 2 weeks after. And let it open up for that a month and some change. Long enough for them to establish where they need to go. Transfer, get there for spring ball, ready to go, ready to rock with that team. Nothing changes that whole summer. Bam! You know you're going to have those guys on your roster next year for the coaches. Another thing, we need some NIL contracts because there's no reason why a player like Nico Iamaleava can just get up and leave and request more money as he please and get as much money as he wants to. No. These guys need to understand there's rules and regulations to everything. You just can't get and choose as you please. Absolutely not. We need establish some loyalty here. Because Nico Iamaleava is being painted as probably a bad person in his teammates' eyes. He is. I imagine he is. So how about let's establish some guard regulations. Make them sign a contract, have the structure it the same way as the NFL does with their contracts. You just can't allow players to just get up and walk out of the money that they're getting and just go get it from somebody else. Because it's turning to the fact of the MLB with whoever's got the most money wins everything. But at least the MLB has a contract, so players just can't get up out of nowhere and just say, okay, I'm just going to somebody else. We got to establish some type of regulation here. And I understand what the college football has done. They wanted to hurry up and get this on the NIL thing on speed dial because they wanted to get the kids to get paid. They wanted to make them making money off themselves legal. Happened with Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush got his Heisman taken away from him because of this reason. But we got to. It's a problem in college football that it could only potentially get worse. And we have the NCAA has to nip this in the bud now before it gets worse in the future. Because if they don't, there's going to be more situations of this to bigger programs. It is going to taint what we love about college football. It is. So whoever advised Nick, and this is important that we need to understand with these kids. Whoever advised Nico Iamaleava to do this is dumb. These kids got to understand this is right now money. This money you're getting ain't going to last you the rest of your life. Those who don't have the chance to make it into the NFL, possibly. I don't think Nico Iamaleava was that good. Could he make it in the league one day? Maybe, but guess what? And when you go to the league, you're not making crazy money like that. Maybe $1 million. That money, it's not going to last you the rest of your life. It's not. The way these kids spend money these days, high taste, that money ain't going to last them. You're setting them up. You're setting them bad financial advice already. If he's got advice, okay, if he's taking financial advice like this already, okay, I'm going to just leave my contract, ask for money when I know I'm not deserving of it, and get as much money as I can and milk it, and then get to the league and not be able to do nothing. You're gone away from the league, and then you got to get an actual job in the workforce. But guess what? You spent all your money. It's teaching kids bad financial advice. It really is. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. And I think it's just something that the college football committee and the NCAA, well, not the college football committee, that's got nothing to do with them, but the NCAA in general, they have to nip this in the bud because it is going to get worse. Way worse. I hope Nico Iamaleava uses this as a lesson, and I hope the NCAA takes this as a warning because we can't allow kids who think who's not worth this headache and not worth this type of money, allow them to get up as they please and go wherever they want to and mess up a program like Tennessee. I know that coach is having to go to the drawing board right now and get a quarterback. I know he's hurting. I know he didn't have this on his agenda. So we got to get it fixed. And that is all I got to say about that. Comment down below and let me know what you think. Do you think NIL needs to be fixed? Do you think Nico Iamaleava made the right decision? Let me know that all down below in the comments and let me know what you think.